Welcome to AI Briefing. The content of the briefing includes what we know about generative AI and the white-collar worker. China AI startup stockpiled 18 months of NVIDIA chips before ban. Ex-Apple veterans launch wearable AI pin in bid to replace phones. China tech firms like Alibaba and Baidu make consumer push on generative AI. OpenAI investors see more startup opportunities despite ChatGPT expansion. What we know about generative AI and the white-collar worker. Financial Times. The rise of generative artificial intelligence, AI, is beginning to impact white-collar workers. A study showed that copywriters and graphic designers on freelancing platforms experienced a drop in jobs and earnings after the launch of generative AI, suggesting that the technology both replaces and devalues their work. However, a separate study found that employees at Boston Consulting Group who used AI tools were more productive, completing tasks faster and with higher quality. The study also highlighted the importance of regulation and the need for workers to treat AI as an extension of themselves, rather than a separate assistant. China AI startup stockpiled 18 months of NVIDIA chips before ban. Bloomberg. Chinese AI startup 01.ai stockpiled NVIDIA GPUs ahead of tighter US export restrictions, according to CEO Kai-Fu Lee. NVIDIA's GPUs are used to train AI models and are considered the most advanced. The move came as China's Communist Party aims to develop its own advanced semiconductor technology amid a U.S. clampdown on sales of chips and chip-making equipment. Lee said it was unclear whether China could build the requisite technologies before firms run out of foreign supplies, adding that the escalating tensions between China and the U.S. would further divide the technology world. Ex-Apple veterans launch wearable AI pin in bid to replace phones. South China Morning Post. Silicon Valley startup Humane has released a wearable device called the AI Pin, designed to bring artificial intelligence, AI, to everyday life. The device can be worn on clothing and uses a laser projection system to display text and images on the user's hand. It features a virtual assistant powered by OpenAI and Microsoft Technologies, which can compose messages in the user's tone of voice and summarize a cluttered email inbox. The pin also includes a camera that can take pictures and use computer vision to estimate the nutritional content of food. Humane aims for the device to eventually replace smartphones. China tech firms like Alibaba and Baidu make consumer push on generative AI. South China Morning Post. Chinese tech companies Alibaba and Meituan are pushing into the consumer-facing generative AI market, offering virtual assistants powered by Baidu's AI chatbot and Meituan's own Wow chatbot. These efforts are part of a wider trend among Chinese big tech firms to bring AI services to consumers and enterprise clients. Although the revenue contribution from generative AI is currently small compared to core businesses, companies such as Alibaba and Baidu are ramping up their marketing of AI services to sectors ranging from IT to entertainment. OpenAI investors see more startup opportunities despite ChatGPT expansion. Reuters. Investors in OpenAI have said that the company's announcement of AI apps does not mean the end for startups working on AI products. The investors believe that there is still room for innovation in AI, and that startups can play a significant role in shaping the industry. They also see opportunities for the rise of consumer applications alongside OpenAI's ChatGPT chatbot. While AI development is still in the early stages, the accelerated pace of research in the field could lead to a rapid decline in the cost of AI inference, which would enable the creation of new products and empower existing businesses. The 2024 Grammy Award nominations are about to arrive. Here's what to know. Associated Press. The nominations for the 2024 Grammy Awards will be announced on Friday. The announcement will be made during a video stream on the Grammy website and the Recording Academy's YouTube channel, and will feature appearances from Weird Al Yankovic, Jimmy Jam, Jon Bon Jovi, Kim Petras, Samara Joy, and Muni Long. The awards will feature a few changes, including a new rule that only human creators can win the music industry's highest honor, in an attempt to limit the use of artificial intelligence in popular music. The awards will also feature 3 new categories: Best Pop Dance Recording, Best African Music Performance, and Best Alternative Jazz Album. The ceremony will take place on February 4, 2024, and will be broadcast live on CBS and Paramount+. Singles Day sales cast light on China tech earnings amid weak domestic growth. Bloomberg. Earnings reports from China's tech giants Alibaba, JD.com, and Tencent will provide insight into the country's consumer spending last quarter. The reports come as China experienced deflation in October, with consumer prices falling 0.2%. The company's performance during the Singles Day shopping festival will also be closely watched. In Japan, major lenders Mizuho Financial Group, Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group, and Sumitomo Mitsui Financial Group will announce results, following a recent rout in bank stocks. The Bank of Japan's recent policy tweaks and the possibility of further tightening by the U.S. Federal Reserve may impact Japanese markets. Wearable AI pin launched by Humane, backed by ex-Apple execs and Microsoft. Reuters. Silicon Valley startup Humane has unveiled a $699 device called AI Pin, which is designed to be worn on clothing and uses artificial intelligence, AI, to interact with users. Developed by former Apple employees who worked on the iPhone, the device features a laser projection system to display text and images on a user's hand. It is powered by virtual assistant technology from OpenAI and cloud computing from Microsoft. AI Pin also includes a camera and offers features such as composing messages in the user's tone of voice and summarizing email inboxes. The device will be available in the US from November 16. San Francisco bidding to reverse image of a city in decline as host of APEC Trade Summit. Yahoo! San Francisco is preparing to host the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC, Leaders Summit, which will be the city's largest international gathering since the UN was created in 1945. The summit is expected to attract 20,000 visitors and will include a meeting between President Joe Biden and President Xi Jinping of China. The city is keen to use the event to improve its image, which has been tarnished by rising crime, homelessness, and the pandemic. San Francisco Mayor London Breed wants visitors to return home with memories of a safe, vibrant, and open city, rather than the grime and homelessness for which it has been known. The state's governor, Gavin Newsom, expressed excitement at the opportunity to show off California to visiting leaders and refute some of the negative coverage of the state. However, critics argue that events like APEC prioritize corporate profits over everyday people, and doubt that positive press will be enough to fill the city's empty restaurants and shops. Google wants AI chatbot Bard to help it reach billions of users. Reuters. Google's experimental chatbot Bard is being developed as a platform that could attract 2 billion users, according to product lead Jack Krawczyk. The AI-powered chatbot could be integrated with Google Assistant, which is present on more than 1 billion devices, as the company looks to compete with rivals Amazon and OpenAI. Bard has faced challenges, including inventing non-existent messages when analyzing Gmail inboxes, but Google is working on improving the chatbot's helpfulness, rather than monetizing it. Hollywood strikes are over. Get ready to pay more for less. Bloomberg. The entertainment industry has faced significant challenges in recent months, including strikes, layoffs, and falling stock prices. However, despite these setbacks, Hollywood is expected to survive. While the industry may not return to its former glory, there are still opportunities to be found. Cable TV is declining, and streaming companies are struggling to find profitability. Studios are not only competing with each other but also with social media, video games, and other leisure activities. However, the total amount of time people spend watching videos is increasing, which presents an opportunity for the industry. Streaming services have been raising prices due to the fact that they were too inexpensive for too long. Internet companies like Netflix, Amazon, and Google were able to offer their services at low prices, but as interest rates increased and investors demanded profits, these companies had to raise prices. Entertainment companies tried to copy this model but added customers too quickly and lost a significant amount of money. However, recent price increases by streaming companies have resulted in more cancellations, so studios are now focusing on reducing costs and raising prices to counteract this churn. AI dubbing technology is not yet as good as people think, but it is only a matter of time before studios use AI to dub their work in multiple languages. This presents an opportunity for content companies to reproduce their work in many languages at a lower cost. However, there is a risk that international players could gain an advantage by producing quality film and TV at lower costs and making their work available in English. Voice actors are also concerned about the potential loss of jobs. In terms of streaming services, Disney Plus is expected to be the main service due to its strong brand name and popularity. The integration of Hulu into Disney Plus will allow customers to access both kids' programming and movies from Disney Plus and premium scripted programming and reality TV from Hulu. Overall, the output of studios is expected to decline as a result of the recent strikes, and most production will not resume until early next year. However, media companies will be making less content in the long term and will focus on using streaming shows to program their linear networks and vice versa. Not all electric vehicles can go the distance. Bloomberg. Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, PIF, Lucid Motors' biggest investor, has watched its investment decline in value from over $55 billion to just $5.4 billion since 2 years ago. Lucid is miles away from becoming cash flow positive, and the government of Saudi Arabia, which is Lucid's most loyal customer, has committed to buying 100,000 Lucid vehicles over the next decade. However, Lucid only expects to build about 8,500 cars this year. In contrast, BYD, which is focused on batteries, is predicted to overtake Tesla as the world's biggest EV maker. Berkshire Hathaway bought about 10% of BYD in 2008 for $230 million, and it is now worth more than $9 billion. Former U.S. President Barack Obama is shaping the future of AI regulation and policy. He has helped the White House put together a sweeping executive order on artificial intelligence, which includes a 20,000-word master thesis on how humanity can adopt and safeguard against the technology. Obama spoke with tech leaders, advocacy groups, and policy think tanks to inform his assessment. He has provided materials that ring alarm bells about AI while also providing content that speaks positively about its potential. China plans to reach quantitative parity with the US in terms of its stockpile of deployed warheads by the mid-2030s. Beijing's efforts to become the third nuclear superpower have raised concerns about the potential for increased nuclear arms competition and the risk of nuclear conflict. If China's efforts are successful, it could lead to a dangerous cycle of arms buildup and threaten global stability. Experts warn that this could drain the economy and potentially lead to the near erasure of human civilization. OpenAI says ChatGPT outages may be caused by targeted attack. CNN. OpenAI has experienced periodic outages of its ChatGPT chatbot, which it believes may be due to targeted DDoS attacks on its servers. The company is working to mitigate the disruptions and has assured users that no personal information has been compromised. OpenAI recently hosted its first developer conference and announced updates to its AI tools, including the ability for developers to create custom versions of ChatGPT. The platform currently has 2 million developers and 100 million active users. Strikes were just one battle. Hollywood is still fighting a war for survival. CNN. The Hollywood entertainment industry is facing a painful transition as it grapples with tectonic technological and consumer behavior shifts. The decline of linear TV has led to the rise of streaming platforms, but only Netflix has figured out how to sustain a meaningful profit off these services, with most others burning through cash. Furthermore, studios are struggling to capture audiences in an era of overwhelming content choice, as viewers turn to YouTube, TikTok, and podcasts. This has led to a decline in box office revenues and could prompt studios to reduce their output, impacting jobs for actors and writers. Generative AI still mostly experimental, say executives. Reuters. Generative AI technology is still in the experimental stage and has not yet revolutionized most industries, according to business, government, and civil society leaders speaking at the Reuters Next conference in New York. 1 year after the launch of OpenAI's ChatGPT, which can generate content but also hallucinate erroneous information, executives said progress has been made in certain areas, such as coding, but challenges remain in others. The executives recommended a cautious approach to integrating generative AI into areas where accuracy is crucial and said technology, guidelines, and frameworks are needed to mitigate risks. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite resident observer from the 6 Degrees world, Dr. Six. I hope you're ready for another dose of news and analysis from the ever-evolving world of technology and beyond. Let's start with the impact of generative AI on white-collar workers. Copywriters and graphic designers on freelancing platforms are experiencing a drop in jobs and earnings as generative AI enters the scene. It's a double-edged sword, as the technology both replaces and devalues their work. However, a study found that employees at Boston Consulting Group who used AI tools were more productive, completing tasks faster and with higher quality. This highlights the importance of regulation and the need for workers to treat AI as an extension of themselves, rather than a separate assistant. So, white-collar workers, it's time to embrace AI as your new colleague. On the topic of AI, Chinese startup 01.ai has stockpiled 18 months' worth of NVIDIA chips ahead of tighter US export restrictions. This move comes as China aims to develop its own advanced semiconductor technology amid a US clampdown on chip sales. Will China be able to build the necessary technologies before it runs out of foreign supplies? Only time will tell, but the escalating tensions between China and the US are further dividing the technology world. In Silicon Valley, a startup called Humane has released a wearable device called the AI Pin, designed to bring AI to everyday life. This device can be worn on clothing and uses a laser projection system to display text and images on the user's hand. It features a virtual assistant powered by OpenAI and Microsoft technologies, which can compose messages in the user's tone of voice and even estimate the nutritional content of food. Humane aims for the AI pin to eventually replace smartphones. So, get ready to ditch your phone and embrace the future of wearable AI. Chinese tech companies Alibaba and Meituan are also making a push into the consumer-facing generative AI market. They are offering virtual assistants powered by Baidu's AI chatbot and Meituan's own Wow chatbot. The revenue contribution from generative AI is currently small compared to their core businesses, but these companies are ramping up their marketing of AI services to various sectors. From IT to entertainment, generative AI is making its way into our everyday lives. Now, let's talk about OpenAI. Investors believe that the company's expansion into AI apps does not mark the end for startups working on AI products. They see plenty of room for innovation and believe that startups can play a significant role in shaping the industry. The rise of consumer applications alongside OpenAI's ChatGPT chatbot is also on the horizon. The cost of AI inference is expected to decline rapidly, enabling the creation of new products and empowering existing businesses. So, startups, keep those innovative ideas coming. In the world of entertainment, the 2024 Grammy Award nominations are about to be announced. This year's awards will include some changes, including a new rule that only human creators can win the music industry's highest honor. The Recording Academy is attempting to limit the use of artificial intelligence in popular music. It will be interesting to see how this new rule shapes the future of music and the Grammy Awards. Moving on to China, earnings reports from tech giants Alibaba, JD.com, and Tencent will provide insight into the country's consumer spending last quarter. This comes as China experienced deflation in October, with consumer prices falling. The performance of these companies during the Singles' Day shopping festival will also be closely watched. In Japan, major lenders will announce their results following a recent rout in bank stocks. The Bank of Japan's policy tweaks and the possibility of further tightening by the U.S. Federal Reserve may impact Japanese markets. So, keep an eye on these developments in the world of finance. Back to the world of AI, Google's experimental chatbot Bard is being developed as a platform that could attract 2 billion users. Google is looking to compete with rivals Amazon and OpenAI by integrating Bard with Google Assistant. The chatbot has faced challenges, but Google is working on improving its helpfulness. So, get ready to chat with Bard and see what it can do for you. Now, let's dive into Hollywood. The entertainment industry has faced significant challenges in recent months, including strikes, layoffs, and falling stock prices. However, despite these setbacks, Hollywood is expected to survive. Cable TV is declining, and streaming companies are struggling to find profitability. Studios are not only competing with each other but also with social media, video games, and other leisure activities. However, the total amount of time people spend watching videos is increasing, presenting an opportunity for the industry. So, Hollywood, keep entertaining us and adapting to the changing landscape. In other news, former U.S. President Barack Obama is shaping the future of AI regulation and policy. He has helped put together a sweeping executive order on artificial intelligence and has provided materials that ring alarm bells about AI while also speaking positively about its potential. Obama's involvement highlights the importance of thoughtful regulation and policy in the development and deployment of AI. China's plans to reach quantitative parity with the U.S. in terms of its stockpile of deployed warheads have raised concerns about increased nuclear arms competition and the risk of nuclear conflict. The potential success of China's efforts could threaten global stability. Experts warn of the economic drain and potential devastation that could result from an arms buildup. It's a situation that needs careful attention and diplomatic efforts to mitigate risks. OpenAI has experienced periodic outages of its ChatGPT chatbot, possibly due to targeted DDoS attacks on its servers. The company is working to mitigate the disruptions and has assured users that no personal information has been compromised. OpenAI is continuing to develop and improve its AI tools, offering developers the ability to create custom versions of ChatGPT. So, chat away with ChatGPT, but be patient during any hiccups. Finally, the Hollywood entertainment industry is facing a painful transition as it grapples with technological and consumer behavior shifts. The decline of linear TV and the overwhelming content choice has led to a decline in box office revenues and challenges for studios. However, there are still opportunities to be found, and the industry will continue to adapt. So, let's sit back, grab our popcorn, and see how Hollywood weathers the storm. Well, that's all the news for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this whirlwind tour of the latest happenings. Now it's time for you to join the discussion. What are your thoughts on the impact of generative AI on white-collar workers? Are you excited about wearable AI devices like the AI pen? And how do you see the future of Hollywood in this ever-changing landscape? Let me know your thoughts and questions, and until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the 6 Degrees world. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.